Hello, this is Dancingbear, your autistic prince, the people's chosen, the king of the forgotten land, and your faithful servant.
Hi, I'm Tom, the other guy, or Koala. You know, one day you're going to do... That intro is going to be... I'm husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son.
You can always have a long line yourself, you know, a long introduction.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Oh, so how are you?
I'm good.
You
good. Yeah.
You're good. You enjoying some of that scented tea that you left in my kitchen for you to make every time we do a podcast?
Well, yeah, because so we're British. We might as well talk about it. I mean,
I'm drinking coffee, so
the
I'm
original
betraying.
tea of England.
Yeah. What coffee?
Yeah, the original drink of England.
I didn't know that. I thought
Before we
came
liked
before
tea,
coffee.
we had coffee.
Ooh.
There's some knowledge for you.
Yes.
I'm putting knowledge in your brains, people.
I've got to be honest with you. What is the name of this scented tea? I saw the box as well just before I made it, and I forgot.
Lapsang Sharong.
Right, for those who are unaware of this particular scent of tea, I've smelled it, mate. Trust me.
Smell it.
Right.
Describe it.
All I'm gonna say is there might as well be toilet paper in that cup because there's nothing in it but shit. Like I just, it probably tastes a lot more different.
It's not a very well liked tea or very well known. What it is they get the. It's got a very smoky smell, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They get the tea.
It smells like a fishmonger.
And they smoke it on...
Like, you know, a fish stall. That's what it smells like.
Well, they pull it on pine, which is what they smoke fish and bacon and stuff with.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're gagging at the thought. I love it. I love it.
Like, yeah, you must enjoy it, so otherwise you won't drink it.
To the best of my knowledge, only Twinings makes it because no one likes it.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you why. So there you are. Lapsang Sharong tea.
Smelling is one of those senses for me. It's a big thing especially when it comes to food. If I don't like the smell of it, I'm not gonna eat it. You know, like egg sandwiches and egg sarnies. No. Oh, just the thought, the texture of it just knocks me sick. Like, if you eat that kind of stuff, any listeners out there, you're probably a decent human being. But as far as taste is concerned, just what are you doing with yourself, man? Just what is going on over there?
Just make sure my phone's on silent.
So, yes. A couple of things we wanted to cover. I recently showed Koala. I thought we might as well get this over and done with first. I recently showed Koala, even though it was a couple of years old, an interview on Brent Spiner. And safe to say,
for those
Koala
that don't know
wasn't
who Brent
impressed.
Spiner is,
He played Data in
he
the
played
Star Trek.
Data, and basically no one knows him for anything else other than Data.
Right.
I don't even know his real name. I know him as Data.
But according to him, for those who doesn't know
He's
him
an
as
icon.
Data, he's an icon.
I'm an
Who
icon.
calls himself an icon, though? What is going on over there?
He calls himself, in the interview, it's quite arrogant about it, I'm an icon. It's like, the moment the interviewer asks him any sort of question about Data, he gets quite mad.
Standoffish, doesn't he?
Standoffish, and he's like, I'm going to be quite terse with you when I answer these questions about Star Trek.
Yeah.
They've been answering for 25 years.
Of all the places as well that he decided to appear completely jaded at a convention. Why was he at that convention?
Yeah, at a Comic-Con, signing for being Data and signing pictures of Data for fans. And you're sat there like, I don't like Data.
Yeah.
I'm known for everything else.
Yeah, like, what are you on?
The interviewer turns around to him and says, you're best known for Data. No.
The only noticeable role that I can give him credit for, aside from Data, that I know him for, was, I don't even remember the name, he played quite a noticeable role in Independence Day, and he was in the follow-up. But let's be honest, he played a bit of a fucking idiot in that, didn't he? I mean, it was a believable character. Don't misunderstand me, he did a good job at portraying that character.
He was a nutty scientist. It was good.
Yeah, but
he only got that role because he was Data.
Yeah. So what's your take on it? I mean, I remember
Data is one of my favourite characters, and I don't like the actor much.
You don't like the actor,
but he did have a really good bit in Warehouse 13. He was quite a good character in that.
So I mean to say, do you reckon this is just a case of not knowing where his bread's buttered, quite frankly, or do you reckon there's more to it?
Yeah, he's biting the hands that feeds him. But at the same point, this is why we're bringing it up, even though it's an old interview. He's in Picard.
Yeah.
So if he's so standoffish about playing this character, so they come to him, they go, right, role play now. Mr. Data, sorry, Brent Spiner.
Oh,
I've got
impersonation of Brent Spiner.
I've got a script for you.
It's a shame you can't see my facial expressions. Oh, what have we got?
You'll love it. It's right up your street. I want you to play Data again.
Oh, see, I love the role of Data, but I'll bitch about it when when I go to conventions. I'm known for other stuff, you know. I'm an icon.
I'm an icon.
Right.
I've acted with many legends.
Just for clarification, right, I'm not knocking the guy. Please don't listen to this episode, Brent Spiner, because I'm actually a bit of a fan on the quiet. However, I'm going to paraphrase a certain Tywin Lannister now. Anyone who needs to call himself an icon is no true icon. Like, for instance, do you imagine like Michael Caine, Judi Dench? Am I pronouncing it wrong? All these people that are seen by the public as true icons. Stephen Fry. Do you reckon they sit at home and say, "I'm an icon, mate. I'm an icon"? Anyone who calls himself legendary or an icon to sort of
is
reassure
either Brent
people,
Spiner,
yeah,
or Hulk Hogan,
yeah, or even Mel Gibson to a certain degree. But he is a good actor, though. He's played some legendary roles.
He's an all right actor.
He's a good actor.
I don't like him in too much, but I like.
No,
him
there's
in,
been
I
a lot
like
of
him in a
films
few,
that- yeah.
few films. But I'm
Yeah.
like that with quite a lot of actors. Like Tom Cruise, I only like him in about 4 movies.
Hulk Hogan is a very a lot of people don't like him even in the wrestling industry. You'll be amazed at how many people he is, to be quite frank, putting aside The Rock and your Stone Cold Steve Austins. He was for a considerable amount of time the face of wrestling, but he's quite bizarre actually.
Still is to a point.
To a point,
But
yeah. But
he knows nobody likes him, and he plays to it.
do you reckon he knows? Like, do you reckon he's the people that are not universally hated? I think that's the wrong way of describing it. Do you reckon these people that the public has quite obviously shown a very you either love them or hate them sort of dynamic? Do you reckon these people are sat at home realising that a lot of people hate him?
Of course, especially Hulk Hogan and wrestlers, because they've got all their like promoters and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, right, they see you as a villain, so let's play this up even more.
Yeah.
Be as much of a dick as you can.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fair enough.
In other sadder news, we have
Yeah.
2 really sad things to say.
Go on.
One, I have no fisherman's friends with me this week, and I'm kind of heartbroken. And 2, Ozzy Osbourne's been diagnosed with Parkinson's.
He got diagnosed a year ago, I believe, and he was.
Can you
trying to-
imagine a world where Ozzy Osbourne has slurred speech and doesn't?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's fuck's sake. I just put 2 and 2 together then. Either way, it's very sad.
It is. I mean, it's not a very nice disease. Like Billy
No.
Connolly has it, and
Yeah.
I'm-
Michael J. Fox as well.
Yeah.
Is it Parkinson's he's got?
I think he's got Parkinson's and MS.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
No, Michael J. Fox has MS. I would love to be able to, because obviously Ozzy Osbourne's got this new album.
Yeah.
He's doing a tour. I would love to be able to go and see Ozzy Osbourne live. I'd love to be able to go and see Billy Connolly on stand-up, but I know I never will in my lifetime.
No, it's quite sad, isn't it, when you put... It's like I was just...
I mean,
just
it's not
thinking
like
about
it's not
it.
doable.
Yeah.
It's just getting the money together.
It's
on
like
my job.
So it's changed it ever so slightly, but the point is still the same. With Tom Baker and Doctor Who, and he's chose not to make any more public appearances, and it just dawned on me a couple of days ago, I'll probably never meet him. Tom Baker, and he's one of my heroes, to be honest with you.
Not too long ago, he turned 80 something.
85 was it?
85,
You
and
know
everyone
what I mean?
wished him a happy birthday.
Yeah, no, and I was one of them. He's a great guy. He's eccentric. He's an icon. He is an icon.
He is, and that
Let's be
voice.
honest. Yeah, he's. Do you know what I mean? He is the icon in my books. Like
Yeah.
you might not know Tom Baker, but you will know Tom Baker. Unlike others, Brent Spiner. Sorry,
You will know his voice.
It's a shame you didn't bring any of your fisherman's friends because I've got a bad cough.
Tom Baker is either Tom Baker's the reason that I have my Warhammer 40k army.
Wow.
Because he narrated the game they starred in.
Yeah, fucking hell, excuse my French.
Back in the PS2 era, Tom Baker narrated and read all the lore for Warhammer 40k Fire Warrior.
Wow, didn't know any of that. That's
Not too many people do. That's why I like the game. It's not a very good game,
Yeah.
but it's just that narration in your ear when you're playing it.
Is there any other news you would like to cover? You seem to be well versed today.
Dying Light. Now, Dying Light is a game I loved. Zombies, free running, what's not to love? Dying Light 2 looked really promising. But the company that made it came out with a statement yesterday or the day before on Twitter. And it was supposed to have like a September this year release. At least I think it was. It was definitely coming out this year. They postponed it indefinitely. There's now no release date.
Oh dear. Wow.
That don't mean much to you, but it was an amazing game.
I'll have to try and get into it, to be honest with you.
I've got it at home, British.
Yeah, by all means. Because I've heard about Warhammer a lot, and it does sound appealing.
I'm on about Dying Light now, a zombie game.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought we were still on
No,
Warhammer.
no.
I do apologise.
So Dying Light,
never heard of
zombie
Dying
game.
It sounds cool, though.
Did you ever see anyone play Dead Islands?
Yes, I'm going to say my brother Adam. My good friend Adam is huge on those.
Right, so Dead Islands, I hope you're thinking about the same one.
I think I am, yeah.
Yeah, on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah. First person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
I do know
the company
yes.
that made Dead Islands were going to make Dead Islands 2 after making a game and a spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up having an argument with Deep Silver. They split off and said, fine, we're going to make our own zombie game with blackjack and hookers. They made, arguably, in fact, no, not even arguably, they made the best zombie game I have ever played.
Wow.
It's Dead Islands, but it's in like a slum shanty made-up place, which is clearly like Portugal or somewhere.
Yeah.
With free running. So you're not limited to stuff. Like if there's a crowd of zombies in front of you, you sprint up them, jump over them, drop kick one out a window. It's brilliant.
Wow. You can never get fed up with zombie games, can you? Not really.
Not really Dying Light, because the USP of Dying Light is it's got a day-night cycle, which a lot of games have. But during the night, the I Am Legend zombies come out. They are faster than you. They are stronger than you. They react to UV light. So at night time, from you running around killing all the zombies, it becomes you're the hunted now. And you've got to try and get to your safe zone. It's free roam, so your watch beeps and it's like, yeah, the sun's going down.
Oh, crap. So
you'll be sprinting along and you'll have to like power slide underneath things, jump over things. It's really scary because
you have to find shelter?
Yeah, you can.
Right.
And then you've also got the human aspect because there's still like raiders and things and people to help and specials.
It sounds, you're going to hate me, but the dynamics of the game, if not nothing else, sounds quite similar to Minecraft. Because you have to make shelter before nightfall. No, the dynamics you do.
I can't believe you just said that.
Look, it sounds familiar to Minecraft. It sounds similar.
Right, Minecraft doesn't have free running.
Doesn't that? No, right. No, I'm not referencing those aspects, but the whole there are certain things to hide from at night. I'm talking about the basics.
Yeah, very basic.
Yeah,
very basic.
That's all I meant by it.
Basically, Dying Light is I Am Legends mixed with 28 Days
Meets
Later.
Minecraft.
No.
I'm winding you up. Yeah, no.
Wow.
Can you imagine though if they advertise it like that? Dying Light. Imagine Minecraft meets 28 Days Later. Oh dear. For those who are well versed with the franchise, for those listeners out there, I genuinely hope I haven't pissed you off. But if I have, I live it.
Well, anyway, the second game
Go on.
has been indefinitely postponed as far as we know.
Ooh, any particular reason why?
They did say on Twitter, but basically it boils down to they don't want to release a product that they are not 100% happy with.
Right.
Which, in fairness, the same thing has happened with the new Doom.
Yeah.
I like companies that don't just want to shit out a half-finished product. So Dying Light, keep it back, fix the bugs, release it when it's ready. I'll wait. I'm a bit upset they didn't come out, but we've just had a new trailer from the new Doom, and all the reviewers that got to play it and everything have turned around and said, like, this could redefine shooters. A lot of people say you are not ready for this.
Do you reckon?
You are not ready for how good this is.
It's bizarre.
I don't think you're ready for this belly.
It's bizarre you should bring that up, actually. Because I was contemplating, you know, first shooter games. What would you say was the first shooter game that changed everything? You know, from your Time Splitters to your Goldeneye. Do you reckon there was a particular game that Doom even to a certain degree?
Right.
Was there that game? Would you say that changed
I can
the
tell
gaming
you
industry?
the order.
Go on.
Wolfenstein, Doom, Quake,
Yeah.
Halo. Wait a couple of years. Call of Duty.
Really?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get at is, which game do you reckon, if you had to pinpoint it in a particular game, which game would that be that changed the gaming industry even? If you had to pick that one game, Halo.
In the industry, if a game, and that before anyone smarmy ass bastard tries coming at me, in the gaming industry,
Do you have anyone in mind?
no, but people do. They get defensive over their.
Brent Spiner, sorry.
They get really defensive over franchises, and then they come at me, or they come at you, or they come at us, and they're just, let's face it, fucking idiots defending a franchise before they've looked up the facts.
Because that's never happened on a channel, though. I don't think that's...
If a game
Go on.
was going, they wanted it to be really good, and it was a shooter in the industry, it was known as a Halo killer.
Right.
Because Halo was seen as the one to evolve. Halo 2 was one of the most beloved shooters of all time.
Okay.
To the point where people were really annoyed when they shut down the original servers.
Fair enough.
They had to remake Halo 2. Halo had a very big esports thing, and it may not be as good compared to games now, but it helped pioneer and set the foundations for esports, for streaming, for all that sort of stuff. Plus, if Wolfenstein was the first ever first-person shooter,
I didn't know that. I knew of the game, but
Doom was really good because it caused the controversy, and a lot of people love Doom. Doom is brilliant still.
Yeah,
Well,
I can play.
maybe not still. But if we were all playing like Wolfenstein and Doom, your gun would be in the middle of the screen rather than at the side.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the first-person shooter game that I ever played. I don't think it was Doom. I'm not going to lie to you. It was probably Goldeneye.
Goldeneye is also another one that is an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Goldeneye really did change things up, because I think, yes, Goldeneye was one of the first, if not the first-person shooter games to use an analog stick. You should never, ever go back and play Goldeneye again. Ever.
Why?
It has aged like milk to the point where
I saw the clips,
if you turn the cup upside down, it just sort of slops out on the floor.
It has
and it's all
aged quite
chunky.
badly, unfortunately.
Even just the controls.
Yeah, it has aged quite badly. I have noticed that. But you got a point of consideration though as well. When did the game come out?
Oh, old, very old.
Do you know what I mean? So
I'd say 2000 or just before.
No, way before. I'd say 96. Has to be.
I don't think the 64 was around back then.
Nice.
I think it was early 2000s because
can't have been right. I'm thinking Time Splitters, the game I continuously play. That only came out late 2001, 2002, and you got to put into consideration the graphics difference between Goldeneye and Time Splitters is quite significant. I mean, Time Splitters, don't get me wrong, has aged now.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you put it in comparison, yeah, so I reckon it's got to be 96, 97, maybe a bit older, but not by much, a bit younger rather, but not by much. It can't be. So it's we're finding out now. 97.
Yeah, 97.
So I was off just by a year, but yeah, it's a very old game.
They did do a functional remake.
Yeah.
For, I think, 360.
I believe so, yeah. My old housemate believe it or not, he was called Tom as well. Won't reveal his full name, but he was living with me for 3-4 months. And these were the days when I had a Nintendo Wii. And I'm sure he had unless he brought his own console, my memory's quite vague around that time in life. It wasn't a great time in life, admittedly. He brung it was a remastered GoldenEye.
Yes.
I thought it was pretty naff. From what I saw, I didn't play it properly, I will be honest with you, but did that receive positive reviews?
It was the nostalgia that sold it.
Right, fair enough.
But interesting fact: the last game for the Nintendo Wii came out this year.
I didn't know that.
Just Dance 2020.
Wow, well, they're not manufacturing any more games now.
No.
Hmm.
But
to be fair, though,
that
when
was
you
3 console generations ago. That is like a company turning around now and saying, right, we're going to bring out a Game Boy game.
Right.
So who was still buying these for them to go all the way up to 2020?
There must have been an audience somewhere.
It's like, was it FIFA 14 was the last game on PS2?
Yeah. Was it?
Like 10 years after the PS2 was discontinued.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They were still making FIFA games for the PS2 when no other company was touching it.
I thought PlayStation 2 stopped making games completely 2008 time, 2007.
No, they were still making FIFA games.
I didn't know that.
It might be a bit sooner, but I know that after the PS2 was officially sort of discontinued,
Yeah.
and no one was making games, it was still making FIFA games.
Wow.
So it's these weird series that carry on. Just Dance,
Yeah.
FIFA, they just carry on into the life.
That's bizarre. That gaming world's quite weird for having anachronisms then, isn't it?
I think it's more like older generation people buying them. Like, you like people that just want FIFA.
Yeah.
And they've got a PS2. Why do they need to go and shell out?
Yeah.
A lot of people in their like 30s and 40s play FIFA.
Yes,
I
am aware there is a big audience for
Yeah,
FIFA.
I personally, as a lot of people have realised now, I love FIFA. I think it's brilliant. I've never played it. No, I have. I have played FIFA. I think it's brilliant. FIFA
Are you
has so
sure
many.
about that?
It's so versatile. I can put my cups on it. I can put my mugs on it. For those that don't know what I'm on about, I have a copy of FIFA 14.
Use it as a cup holder.
I use it as a coaster because a disc, if you pull it on a bed, a normal coaster will move and the cup will fall off. A disc is flat and big enough that the weight distributes evenly.
Yeah.
So it can't tilt. So when everyone bangs on to me about how great FIFA is, I sit there and think, I've been using a copy of FIFA for like 5 years. And the way I always see it is I believe it has a place, but 4 coasters in Wilco's will cost me like $1.99. 4 copies of FIFA will cost me like 20p each, unless I go to the really older ones. It's cheaper for me to get more copies of FIFA as a coaster than it is coasters.
Wow. Oh dear. It is what it is, but yeah.
There are some people listening that their favourite game is probably FIFA and they're about to go absolute livid.
Wow. I was going to say to you as well. So
that's like me saying, oh yeah.
I'm intentionally, and I'm going to be honest with you now, I'm intentionally going to do a bit of, what's it called? There's a saying for it. There's a word for it. There's a description for it. It's called shit stirring. Now, you've discussed the great advantages that the copy of FIFA has. What about the game itself? I want you, Koala, to express your true feelings of FIFA. I want you to be honest.
I don't like putting the cup on the floor. Do you have a coaster? Can I have a copy of Babylon 5?
Oh. I don't think my window's double glazing, so I'm not going to have problems, Koala. So, what is wrong with FIFA? I'm going to be honest with you, to our listeners. We discussed it at length when I was at my friend's over the weekend on the phone. And should we share with our listeners why we have a certain contempt for FIFA?
It's a game meant to keep idiots off the street.
Oh, I think that's all we're going to get, folks.
I like sports games. Well, I don't like sports games. I like their place in the gaming industry. I think there should be one every year for the fans of, your sports, golf to a degree.
Yeah.
And all that. And obviously over the years some die off. Like, you don't get skating games anymore. You don't get Guitar Heroes anymore.
No, you don't.
And those were the 2 I like. So,
yeah.
Fuck you, FIFA.
I never played Guitar Hero. You're going to hate me. I've seen it played numerous times.
So I do respect the sports games have to be there each year. And, there is a market for them. But at the same point, and I'm not well versed in this. I understand that, from one game to the next, teams change around and people are bought. But in now day and age, Why make FIFA 20 when you can just put in a like update of like 20 meg for FIFA 19 that changes the names and moves the players? That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Because you're buying a game, you get make-believe money in this game, like the NBA 2K games. And now we're getting games that are coming at half-finished. WWE was one of the... 2K19 was one of the worst games I've ever seen. In terms of polish, and same with the NBA game. It was one of the worst games I've ever seen in terms of polish. And someone had to sit there, quality control this shit, release it to the public and go, yeah, it's alright, we'll get money anyway.
Do you know what, though? I'm going to...
and there are still people, they will run out and buy this the day it comes out, 70 quid.
There is an audience for it, there's a market for it.
And then all through the year, they put in hundreds and hundreds of pounds on make-believe money and microtransactions, and then now turn around and try and talk shit about something like Fortnite. Admittedly, that's not my sort of game either.
I don't mind Fortnite.
Are people spending microtransactions in that? And it's like, mate, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
FIFA, without the microtransactions, I believe people probably loved more.
Yeah.
I bet there are people out there that are just playing FIFA out of habit, and they loved it more in the Xbox 360 days, and dare I say, the PS2 days.
Absolutely.
Now, you're running out, you're paying all this money, 6 months down the line, your FIFA game is in a bargain bin for $5.99.
Oh, wow. So do you do it a lot of... I don't think I've ever asked this. Do you do any online gaming at all?
Yeah.
How often? Like, in what particular games do you do?
Well, consoles are always online these days.
Are they constantly online? Like,
well,
do you...
I enjoy my single player story games because
that's pretty much. I meant the Do you go on the campaign?
Yeah, I don't watch too much TV anymore, so I get all my like stories from games and books.
I always, when I have my PS4 here, which you'll see on Saturday, because we're behind the curtain, we're recording this on Wednesday. I always have my hotspot on the PS4 because I remember when I first bought the PS4, someone told me you have to have
you don't have to have online.
No, you don't have to have broadband.
No, if you're just playing something that's online.
I was under the assumption you do, so...
No. Oh man, that makes you sound really old, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I was. Same as the Xbox One, I was under the assumption you needed broadband to play these consoles now. I'm going to be honest with you.
For single player games, no, but obviously for multiplayer.
Yeah, obviously
games,
I knew that, but
I still enjoy a dabble, a little. I dip my toes in the water of playing Halo Online. Realise that it's full of like 12 to 16-year-olds screaming profanities at me and saying like, talking about my mum. So instantly I go, "Mum," and then she puts a headset on, and I play the game, and she swears at everyone. It's brilliant.
Really?
She's done that before, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. My mum at this present moment in time is probably... Was she doing the same last time you was here? On her iPad, watching videos of other people playing The Sims.
There's a market for it.
I know, but she's constantly doing it, though.
I wake up, she's on Sims. I go to bed, she's on Sims. Babylon 5.
Don't constantly rewatch Babylon 5. I haven't done
what DVD's in there?
Stargate, Atlantis.
Oh, okay.
Jog on. I haven't seen the Stargate Atlantis for a while. I haven't even put it on for a while.
But what do I play online? So the way I work is I've got my Nintendo Switch for like just me games, the offline ones. Same with Xbox. But the game I play online the most is probably Tetris 99.
Fucking game.
You haven't even played it.
I've played Tetris, of course, in my life. Yeah.
Tetris 99 is a battle royale Tetris.
We have to compete with other people. Yeah, I played it.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
I love
it.
It.
It's good, yeah.
It's just the music.
I'm not that out of touch, just to put it out
you
there.
Are. But,
that was a bit loud then, I do apologise.
I use my PlayStation 4 for all my online gaming, which I play with people at work and like some other friends.
Yeah.
I play things like Apex Legends. I tend to like co-op games, though, more than just battle games.
It's a good market as well.
I like...
Co-op. Good story. I'm joking.
Wow, you've been saving that joke.
Yeah.
No, I like... They don't do them very much. anymore, or they're sort of disappearing. You know, a co-op campaign. You play a game with your time splitters. You play through the campaign with someone else.
Yeah.
You know, just everyone else is seeing that weird shit you're doing.
Yeah.
I like that sort of stuff. But there are some interesting online types of things.
Yeah.
Hitman's very good online.
Hitman.
You don't play with other people. You can go in a level, go through it, set an assassination target, tell someone how you want it done, with what weapon, things like that, what you've got to be wearing, but you have to be able to complete it yourself. So if you're really good at the game, you can kill John Smith, who's in the middle of a crowd in a duck costume with a house brick, and escape without being seen. And you challenge other people to do it. Stuff like that's brilliant.
Wow, sounds pretty cool.
Setting other people challenges.
Do you know what game I very rarely hear being spoken about now? And
This is probably going to make you sound old.
Probably
I like this stuff. But you're not a gamer. This just proves my point.
No, Roller Coaster Tycoon. I never hear anyone mention that anymore. What went on with that game franchise? Because I remember a lot of people used to play that.
Went the same way as Zoo Tycoon.
Never heard of that one, so
You've never heard of Zoo Tycoon?
I don't think I have, no. I presume it was similar to Roller Coaster Tycoon in the sense that you built a zoo.
They just stopped making those games.
They're pretty cool.
You get things now like SimCity and that.
Yeah. I knew
City
that.
Skylines, I've got that.
Wow.
I don't really know how to play, I just try and fill the city with shit. I just back up all the sewerage till it floods.
Yeah. Wow. No, I remember games like Roller Coaster Tycoon, SimTown, SimCity. I used to play on quite.
There were a lot of Tycoon games back in the day, weren't there?
Yes, they were. I used to play on I had the full expansion pack of the very first Sims. I had Civilization 3 and 4. So those were the type of games.
Civilization is still very big games.
They are, aren't they?
Number
Which
6.
is quite surprising. I wouldn't say the mainstream, but
They are. They are.
Would you say the
I'd say they're mainstream now. Number 6 is amazing.
Yes, I believe.
We will
so.
have to play it on the channel.
I've
got 5. Maybe we can play 5 on the channel. But
I've played. The only Civilization games I haven't played, to be honest with you, is 1, 2, and probably 6. I've played 3, 4, and 5. So I would like to play 6 just to see, because that is the one with. Is it Sean Bean's voice? I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the only one I haven't played.
that'd be weird, wouldn't it? If you're listening to it and suddenly out of nowhere the narrator dies. # save Sean Bean.
Dickhead. No, but I tell you what, I'm not going to lie to you. I remember when I first purchased Civilization 4, I must have been, blimey, 13, 14, I want to say. And basically, maybe it's just me fanboying out and just being incredibly biased anyway, but Leonard Nimoy's voice brings a certain charm to the game. So, yeah. That's a particular favourite, Civilization 4. So, yeah. You're on the phone.
I am. I've got the tune for Civilization in my head now.
Oh, right. Is there any particular website you're looking on?
I am the voice of Captain Ginyu from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
People know him as Captain Ginyu, or the man that voiced the beginning of episodes and the end of episodes. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. He died aged 84.
Ooh.
So that's quite sad, but
yeah, that is incredibly sad.
Pay homage there to a man who basically narrated a lot of our childhoods. I mean, he was getting on a bit.
Yeah,
you probably recognise the character somewhat.
Yeah, I've seen the character definitely.
But yeah, Captain Ginyu. So everyone pose for Captain Ginyu. And Bruce Armstrong.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah,
that's quite sad. When did you say he died?
Yeah.
When did he die?
A couple of days ago.
Ago.
Sad.
Yeah, sad time.
He's with the Angels now.
So, have you got anything planned in particular this weekend?
I'm working.
You're working.
The next week, I am going to see a movie. It's only got one showing in the View, Blackburn.
Yeah.
7:30 Thursday. and it's
I haven't been to the cinema for ages.
It's an anime movie made by a man I've forgotten, but basically it's a movie about a girl who can control the weather. It's called I'll Watch the Weather With You.
Wow.
And it looks phenomenal.
I watched, I think, was it the last time I went to the cinema? No, I went a couple of times after that. I can't remember the name of the film, but it was about a man who has an accident, and he wakes up to a world where the Beatles never happened. So he writes these songs.
Oh,
yeah, that's actually a good film, that.
Tell you what I did watch recently, JoJo's Rabbit.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that. That's why I brung it up.
I went with a mate of mine. We watched JoJo's Rabbit.
Who I believe, is he a listener of the podcast?
He is, yes.
So, hello.
And if we get certain plans in motion, he's probably going to be our DM. I mean, I don't think I've given him a choice or asked him if he wants to yet.
Should we tell this project, because we've been keeping a lot of things quite close to a chest? Can we tell the listeners what we?
I haven't really got a place or anything yet, but yeah, we want to make videos of us playing D&D and just see how good we are at acting and staying in character.
Yes, and I think a lot of our listeners will enjoy that. To be honest with you,
especially as I am going to be a character, I will either be crazy or really arrogant.
Which one do you reckon you can pull off better? If you're, this could be the beginning of a brand new career for Koala. Like, what kind of characters can you see yourself playing?
All of them.
All.
I mean, if
okay, then which role appeals to you the most? So I tell you what, that's actually a good question. That. So I name a franchise or a TV series. You got to tell me who you would like to play, and I'll tell you who I could see you playing. Are you ready for this? Harry Potter.
Malfoy.
You think you could play a Malfoy?
Yeah, or Luna. Or Luna.
I reckon you'd be quite a good Snape, actually.
Or Sirius Black.
No, that's for someone else. But I was going to say, don't hate me, a younger Tom Riddle, maybe. You know when they showed Tom Riddle, I can't remember which one it was, but like
I wouldn't mind being the caretaker and just do that sprint.
Okay, Star Wars.
I reckon you'd be Hagrid in Harry Potter.
Hagrid works for me. Hagrid's a good character. Had a bit of a shit life when you actually look at his background. Very shit.
His best mate was a fucking spider. Let's face it. You ain't got the best life when your best mate's a giant talking spider that wants to eat your other mates.
Pretty much. I got told as well I'd play a good Dumbledore, a young Dumbledore. But I don't reckon I've got the right mannerisms for Dumbledore.
No, I don't think you do.
No. Lord of the Rings, who do you see yourself playing?
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Merry or Pippin?
It's got to be, hasn't it?
Or Sam. Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah.
What did you hear, Sam? I heard nothing about no end of the world. No, sir, I did not. Stop, Sam. I'm going alone. I know you are, Mr. Frodo. That's why I'm coming with you.
Oh,
just the logic of Sam. Yeah. I can't carry you up.
I reckon, to be honest with you, right, the way Samwise Gamgee is in Lord of the Rings, I reckon that's how I envisioned your childhood, to be honest with you. The shit he gets himself up to is how I imagine you were quite like that as a child. Like eavesdropping in a conversation downstairs, for instance, like that. Say you wasn't meant to have.
Well, I did live in pubs.
So yeah, I reckon you had that type of mentality.
Sam's the best character, hands down, just for his logic. I just love some of his one-liners. I'm going alone. I know you are. That's why I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
I can't carry you up I can't carry the ring up Mount Doom, but I can carry you.
You're quite to be quite frank with you.
Merry or Pippin, I've been told I'd be one of them.
Okay, what about me?
Don't know. You'd be, if I'm Merry, you're gonna have to be Pippin.
Yeah. Pippin always gets himself in shit, but he can sing though, so I'm happy with that.
Legolas and Gimli.
Hey, works for me. Gimli's a good character. You know who I could actually imagine playing Gimli? I know you don't know him, Adam. My mate Adam. He'd make a fantastic Gimli. He's even got the look for it. He's got the beard. He's got the right mannerisms. He's the Gimli for me. So he could play a good Gimli. So anyway, one more question. Because as we're trying to become well versed in what kind of roles we should play before Dungeons and Dragons, Star Trek. What kind of character could you see yourself playing in Star Trek? Do you reckon you could play someone in Star Trek? Do you
I reckon I could quite easily.
You could, yeah. Like, what kind of character do you see yourself portraying in Star Trek?
Either a Vulcan.
A Vulcan. You'd be a good Vulcan. You would actually be a good Vulcan.
Someone like Data or the Dr. Bashir.
Yeah.
Or
actually.
The Doctor in
I reckon
Voyager.
Yeah.
Just because I can come off as like quite arrogant, and I reckon if I was a doctor, my bedside manner would be atrocious.
I tell you what, they were there a lot, especially in Kirk time and a little bit in Picard time. Not so much Spock, but I imagine you playing a Vulcan in Starfleet who, how can I word it, is too by the book. And so would sort of need telling Starfleet isn't after... You know them episodes they do? When they'd always tell a Vulcan Starfleet isn't after an officer who's just by the book. They're after... They want a captain who can use their initiative.
I can be very like that with rules at work.
Yeah. Because Jobsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you saying you're a Jobsworth?
I can be.
You can be a Jobsworth. Interesting. I never had you down as a Jobsworth.
It depends. If I'm told to do my job one way, I will do my job that way. If there's a way of cutting corner or doing it easier, yeah. But...
No, I think everyone is a bit like that, to be honest with you. Okay, one more question. What about for me?
What, Star Trek?
Yeah, the entire franchise.
Worf.
Worf? That's weird. I've never had that one. Why Worf?
I'd just like to see everything kick shit at you and laugh.
Oh, do you reckon it's true? That okay, fair
I
enough.
saw an empty barrel hit him once and he went down like a sack of shit.
Oh, God. And the bizarre thing about it, he was meant to be hard as nails, for lack of a better description.
The Worf effect.
Yeah, but...
I'd love to play... If I was given any sort of role in anything, I'd love to play a character like Q or Loki or something.
Yeah, that's true. You know who I could see myself playing them type of characters? You ever watch Star Trek Enterprise?
Yeah.
Phlox, the Doctor?
Yeah.
I could imagine playing someone like him, I suppose. I reckon I'd be a good aim. But, yeah, so... When would you say the D&D... will get the ball rolling roughly? I mean, so I know you can't give a specific date.
We need to get equipment, cameras, tripod.
Right, no worries, and we'll have to
like
look
that,
into that. Definitely. So there was something else I wanted to bring up as well. There's, in fact, a couple of things I wanted to bring up. Is I read an article about the...
Wow, you can read.
I can read, yes. I read an article about the... for some reason, every time there's a continuation or someone does a follow-up in certain franchises, Star Wars, Logan to a certain degree, even Star Trek, they seem to be bitter old men. Now, for the listeners out there...
yeah, they've called it the bleak-quel, haven't they?
Yes,
because it's your characters that were, like, optimistic and so great, and in the future or an alternate timeline movie, they're just bleak, they're bitter old men. And it makes for good TV because in this day and age, we're past all the future will be sunshine and rainbows. We want to see, like the first scene in Logan where he gets the shit kicked out of him by he gets dragged out of limo and the shit kicked out of him by like a couple of kids. And then his claws fail to come out. Yeah,
I mean, to say it's a good question that is... Should every time there's a follow-up, is that the right
Luke
way
Skywalker,
to go creatively?
he's very bitter and aged.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Is that the correct way to go creatively? Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, to say, it's almost like it's an assumption, isn't it? That we have to go bleak and dark, and it's like, maybe, I hate to, dare I say it, a lack of imagination to sort of say, right, we don't know where else to go with this. Dark seems to be the in thing to go, so we'll just say our characters are bitter, annoyed, and stuff like that. So, yeah. I personally, I don't mind it, but when everyone's doing it, I suppose the true question is...
It loses its novelty.
Is it a risk of losing its novelty?
Or when it's a character that you don't believe could do it. Logan, I believe could easily do that. Picard, I like to think that he's not going to be bitter with age. He's going to be slightly bitter, but he's still going to be very optimistic on what the Federation could be. Luke Skywalker, well, he drinks green milk from an animal, I mean...
Yeah, it's safe to say. I remember saying quite recently on our Star Trek that I have got good hopes for this Picard.
I do.
Because it does seem like it does. Judging by the trailer, it looks quite interesting.
I saw an interview with Patrick Stewart recently,
Thank
and
God it weren't Brent Spiner, but carry on.
and it broke my heart.
Really?
May come as a shock to everyone, but Patrick Stewart does not drink Earl Grey tea.
Oh, yes, I did read that, but yeah.
He doesn't drink Earl Grey tea, and fans keep sending him boxes of it.
Yeah.
He just bins it. His exact words were, "I'm a Yorkshireman. I drink Yorkshire Gold. I'm not a lord. I don't drink Earl Grey. I'm a sir who drinks Yorkshire Gold." I love it.
Yeah. It's I think everyone's happy. That's the overall impression I'm getting, that Picard's coming back, because I was just saying to my mum yesterday is,
Including Patrick Stewart himself.
If you take aside the films, the last time we saw these characters in action on especially on a TV series format, was nearly 4 shies. I worked it out. It's 4 years shy of 30 years. So that's the last time, because Star Trek: The Next Generation finished in 1994. Not many people know that.
Wow. Which means nearly 3 decades.
Yeah. Scary, isn't it? That is incredibly scary when you actually work it out and stuff like that. Also, what I wanted to bring up as well is the for those who haven't watched it, I'd try not to go spoiler. I don't think it's spoiler anyway, because it was in the trailer for the latest episode of Doctor Who explored Nikola Tesla.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard weird things.
Yes, it was. Now, it seems to be quite hit and miss with a lot of the audience, but I genuinely enjoyed the episode. I think it portrayed I can't remember in particular the name of the actor who played Nikola Tesla, but I genuinely believe he did a good job at portraying him. He even looked like him in a really bizarre way. And this is what I wanted to bring up as well, is Doctor Who, and it can have potentially quite a few flaws. It seems to be really well at portraying historical figures, unnaturally well, as opposed to other programmes that might do the same thing.
Yeah, well, they'd like to do all that research.
Yeah, look at the actor who portrayed Vincent van Gogh. That was a believable Van Gogh. The only one I've heard a lot of people tend to disagree with me when I say this. I enjoyed the portrayal of William Shakespeare in Doctor Who, but a lot of people didn't like it. I don't know what your take on. If you remember the episode I'm referencing, I think it's called the Shakespeare
A lot of people
Code.
had problems with it for some other reasons, because Shakespeare wouldn't act like this or do this. But what have people been saying about Nikola Tesla then in Doctor Who?
Well, basically, it pretty much sort of confirms what a lot of people have been saying for years. It portrays it's not even theory now, it's pretty much considered mainstream knowledge that Thomas Edison, even though he invented the light bulb, was not as good as he made out. The people are making out.
He stole a lot.
Yeah, and they were saying that
He was a con man.
Yeah, Thomas Edison
He didn't even invent.
Didn't really. He may or may not have invented the light bulb, but what the especially the episode portrays this and explores this in leaps and bounds is that he was only interested in
The money.
He was only buying and selling the materials for these inventions to come true. He was never the brains behind these inventions. It was Nikola Tesla who made it possible for electricity to become available for the common man, for the common person. It had nothing to do with Thomas Edison. So
My problem with Nikola Tesla is it's a name thrown around in sci-fi like fucking sausage and mash.
Yeah.
They've always got to go together like, oh, we've got this amazing invention. It was invented by Nikola Tesla.
But
He may have invented a lot, but he didn't make like all your sci-fi guns and your teleporting devices and all shit like that. There's always like Nikola Tesla in really cheap sci-fi, or sometimes big, or like an alternate reality where Nikola Tesla lived.
Well, there is a theory, isn't there? I mean, this is going off
What
Doctor
he
Who
wanted
now.
to do, his plan was...
What he did do, do you reckon? But carry on.
His plan was to make electricity free for the masses and have
Yeah.
everything wireless, which is technology we're only just starting to get now.
Which, how can you not say then that was not, that was a, how can you not say that was a man ahead of his time then?
No, he was ahead of his time. I mean, brilliant scientist and everything. But Edison was the showman, and that's what people liked back then. He got the grant. No matter what people say and how mad they can be, oh, Edison was a con man. Yeah, it's proved he was.
Yeah.
And some of the shit he did to Nikola Tesla over the years, like it or not, history is history.
Yeah.
Unless you have a TARDIS.
But someone did say history is only written by the victors. So have we got the wrong history then? That's the true... I think that's the fundamental question people are now asking. Are history books completely accurate then? If that is your argument.
Yeah, but the late history with Nikola Tesla, a lot of stuff now, because he wrote diaries and from that era, especially backwards slightly, most of our history there is intact until like World War II or something, isn't it? Or World War One, where there's a bit of a gap in like people.
I was going to use a different comparison, but it's too controversial for this podcast. Way too controversial that I'm not even going to mention it, but carry on.
I have been watching an anime recently, and I know you're not big into anime, but...
Yes and no, I respect it for what it is.
It's quite a good one, and it's a story that I've heard quite a few times before, but it's a really good one. It is called Somali or Samali? Yeah, Samali.
Somali, I would have pronounced it.
And the Forest Spirit. Basically, there's a golem. No, not that golem. Like a golem.
Oh.
A big man made of like wood and clay, it looks like.
Right.
And he lives in the forest. He can talk to the animals. He's a caretaker of that forest. He's content that he's going to die in that forest and just be one with nature. He observes, he never interferes. He's just there to maintain balance. And while he's walking along, he finds a child. A human child. And then the entire plot, it's only 2 episodes in, but he's just escorting this child who calls, the little girl calls him dad, to try and find any other humans. But it's a world where monsters exist, and so do humans, and humans and monsters start to coexist until humans started to take the mick out of the monsters, saying, how do you all get along? You've got horns, you've got fishtails, all that.
Wow.
And there is a war, and humans lost, and this little girl may be the last human left alive. And when he found her, she was in chains and she had like ring bindings and stuff. So he's disguised her as a monster with like little horns.
Bloody hell.
And then it came out that golems only live 1,000 years, and he's 990 something years old. So he's only got about a year to try and help her.
Fucking hell.
Golems die exactly at 1,000 years in this universe. But whenever he mentions humans, all everyone does in the towns and taverns is go on about how delicious they were.
Yeah.
It's really good because he has no emotion. He is incapable of feeling emotion. So when he does something and it's the little girl's like, were you worried about me? No. It was just like not efficient for me to come all this way and you die now. Stuff like that.
Bloody hell. I'll have to watch it then, to be honest.
And the artwork is really good. It's like... And he's slowly learning, and I think he's developing emotions.
Yeah.
But he's in really tight clothes.
Yeah.
And there was a reveal when someone said, like, can you take them off? Why is the golem wearing clothes? And he takes them off, and his body is, like, decaying and dead. And he's like, I only live 1,000 years. Jeez. The artwork is amazing, and the voice acting. I mean, it's only in Japanese, but the voice acting is amazing. Because the golem has a real no emotion in it. It's almost like someone... I think it's the sort of thing that you should send Brent Spiner to watch. And he can learn how to play someone.
Oh,
like
dear.
That's slowly learning what it is to be alive.
Well, this is weird because Brent Spiner is a good actor, and I'll never say he wasn't. He isn't, rather, to be honest with you.
No, he is a really good actor.
Yeah.
He's an icon.
Yeah. But there's no need to be standoffish to the fans. This is what I hate about certain stars. I'm not going to mention names, but they're willing to put themselves in science fiction programs that have obviously a certain following that are very intelligent, because anyone who watches science fiction programs, you must have a certain, in my opinion, some people can disagree, a certain intelligence to appreciate them forms of entertainment. So for people like that to be in love with them,
before you get into something now like Doctor Who or Star Trek or your Stargate something, you know that you're going to have for the rest of your life fans following you, asking you the same questions day in day out.
Absolutely. So if you and no, do you know what? There's holding back and holding back. I'm gonna be quite blunt with people, and if anyone disagrees with me, fair enough. This is what I love about the internet; it's diverse. So if you want to disagree with this statement, then go ahead, disagree. That's entirely your choice. Yeah, please put it in the comments. If you're a star and don't want that kind of fan base, the answer is simple: don't be in them shows then.
Well, it's not that. It's if you're so adverse to this character, don't show up to Comic-Con, sign in things with Data's picture for fans. No, you're going to sit there because you've got no bloody money and you're just trying to make a quick buck off of fans that you're taking advantage of when you clearly don't like answering the questions from the fans, you don't like the interviews, and you don't like the character. Why go there? Oh yeah, because you're skint, because you ain't a fucking good actor.
Oh!
Because no one will give you roles because all anyone knows you as is Data.
Point made. Know your place. Sorry, I got a bit excited then. But no, you have got a very valid point.
David Tennant is known as David Tennant now.
Yeah.
He's not known as the Doctor.
Yeah.
Because he is a good actor. He's moved on to other things.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart is Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
He's not Picard. He's Patrick fucking Stewart.
Yes,
Ian
absolutely.
McKellen is Data. Is Data.
It is the most notable role he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, to say
Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
But he's also many other roles if
Yeah.
you like cartoons and voice acting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think it's time to wrap up now. Yeah, I want to say something very, very quickly. If I haven't seemed with it this particular episode,
I think you've been all right.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into detail, obviously, but all I'm going to say is something horrible happened to me yesterday. I'm okay, but I'll be fine, hopefully. But so I just wanted to say, if I seemed a bit off or a bit distant, something went on, and I don't know when. I'm hoping this is why we're recording as much as possible. But obviously, as we said in the previous episode, I'm going to be a dad very soon now. So for anyone who's been listening to us week in, week out, thank you so much. And I appreciate that. You don't realise how much it's meant to me, how much it's meant to Koala.
Yeah, it does actually mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
We do want to grow this.
Yeah.
But
so thank you so much. So if our episodes aren't as weekly, please know it's because of personal reasons. Thank you for listening. I will always be your ever faithful servant, Dancing Bear. Please subscribe, like, and even comment.
And if you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, and any of that stuff, we really appreciate it. Also, hi to our Vietnam fans.
Yes, I was going to bring that up, but trying to find the right time. It just shows how diverse our listeners are. Like, for those listeners listening in Vietnam, hello. Thank you for listening to us. That's all I've got to say.
Can I make a Robin Williams joke, or is it too soon?
Oh, is it? I don't know. It's up to you.
But anyway, I have been Koala.
And I
or just
have,
Tom.
and always will be, your Dancing Bear. Goodbye.
See you next week. Bye-bye.